right, we are good to go.
Fuck yeah.
Why don't you go ahead and lead us in, good sir?
Well, actually, I'm gonna let your ass do it because I don't want to butcher the freaking name on this thing.
You don't want to
So,
butcher the name on this thing. What is this thing?
Kokkoku.
Kokkoku, Kokkoku,
Kokkoku.
Kokkoku. There you go.
Sounds like sneezing.
Kokkoku.
You should call the show Sneeze.
Welcome back to Chilla and Vanilla Podcast. It's me, Chilla, and of course our boy Vanilla over yonder.
Down in the land of
be reviewing
Kokkoku.
There you go. See, why the fuck did you need me to introduce?
Well,
Yeah.
if we were making it sound like a sneeze, I'd figure
Kokkoku. That's yes. So we're gonna be reviewing Kokkoku, and I'm sure a vast majority of people out there have not heard of it, and that's why we're picking these random obscure anime. And I say obscure, but we don't really mean obscure. What we mean is not really in the mainstream, because I sure the fuck have never heard of it until I decided to go digging down the rabbit hole of anime on Amazon. So
yeah, no, I definitely had never heard that shit either.
but it looked good. The art looked good. It is actually by the same studio that I'm sure some of you out there that are weaving it up in your lives have heard of, Megalobox. It's by the same studio.
Never heard of that one either.
You never heard of Megalobox?
Nah.
What do y'all think? Do y'all think we should review Megalobox?
Dude, you could probably say so many different ones that I've never heard of them in my life.
What's that? You never watched Cardcaptor or Sakura? You never watched that?
No.
Oh, what the fuck? I thought I was just joking. Holy shit! Wow. All right.
No, don't let any of them surprise you if I haven't heard of that shit.
God, that hurts me inside. Okay, well, since that's the case,
Well, then I got a whole lot more that could probably hurt you.
Pain. Probably. This is
I
a
know who
problem
Pain is. I know who Pain is.
Oh God, we're gonna do the Naruto comparison this early.
No, there's. I ain't got one this week. This one's a little bit off the path.
Way off the beaten path.
Yeah.
You thought you were a hot shit. This is what happened. So basically, if you watch this anime, what has happened is you finished a great show. Maybe you just got done watching Demon Slayer, and you were like, "Man, I want to watch something else." And you were like, "Let's go down the rabbit hole." And so you went down the rabbit hole. And you went, what's this? And then you clicked on it. And that's the equivalent of you stumbling down a fucking like ravine and getting stuck like under a boulder. But it's a good show.
I have been down many rabbit holes.
Oh, the rabbit holes.
Well, I know who's been down a rabbit hole, Inosuke.
Let's not get back on Mr. Rubber Bones himself. But yeah. So Kokkoku is set in what would be perceived as modern day, time-wise. Is it technically an isekai?
I don't know.
Because think about it.
I'm not an expert on anime genre.
I'm not an expert on the intricacies.
I'm not familiar with the genre.
The intricacies of the isekai genre. However, I would say, yeah. I mean,
I don't know, Google.
In the sense of it's not technically our world, so
that's debatable though, because I mean
it's exactly, it's still technically, but at the same time it's also not, and we'll get to that later.
All right.
But fuck it, I'm gonna full send. It's an isekai, and if you disagree with me, I want you to hit me with a good old fashioned actually in the comments. But
educate us on what it actually is.
Educate my happy ass. But when it comes to this show, there are some things that I like and there are some things that I dislike, and we're gonna definitely get into that shit. As far as the likes are concerned, love the animation. The animation was beautiful in the show. Very good use of 3D, which the studio is pretty good about. It's not. Yeah. I mean, it's not like crazy good, like Demon Slayer, like season 2 type shit. And even then, that was still kind of. But it's not horrible and janky like part 1 of season 4 for Attack on Titan. That was a little jarring because up until that point, they had just animated everything. But yeah, it's not that bad. I I like the animation. It's very fluid, very clean lines, very clean animation overall. Really, uh, what say you, good sir?
Oh, I agree completely. I mean, it's definitely got good animation. And so I like the shading and stuff. It seems like a
Yeah,
little bit darker kind of tone. Like I don't know what to compare it to, but like all the characters have a lot more shadows and stuff on their face.
yeah. Like it's
It's not
not
as more
like
detail on
it's
their
not like
face.
what would I be able to compare that to? I guess I'd say as far as a major anime, something mainstream, it's not as like dark line wise. Excuse me. As say Attack on Titan, whenever they're grimacing
Yeah,
and you can see the
yeah.
streaks of lines and all.
Mhm.
It's not that kind of line work. So yeah, the artwork is really nice. It's very clean, crisp. It's not it's not trying to do too much, and it also doesn't leave a lot to be desired, if you want to put it that way. It's not. What's
It's not the first thing I thought of when I saw the show.
Yeah,
Like,
like it's not mind blowing. Like holy shit, this is amazing. But it's also
but
not like
it also doesn't have to be though for like the
for the
kind of what
premise of
it's
the show.
about. Yeah, it's not it doesn't really need to be.
So okay, so before we continue, we'll go into the premise of the show a little bit. So basically, the premise of the show is that we are introduced to modern day, present day, whatever, presumably Japan, obviously, because anime. So
Japan is the center of the world.
anime that's not set in a like fantasy realm or
Is this a
some SAO
Japanese
bullshit.
anime?
Yeah,
Okay, because it's the language sounded a little different on some words, I thought, but maybe I'm just tripping.
I think it was meant tone wise to match the characters. And the reason why I said that is because just like slang Japanese basically. And I
Yeah, I
think
guess
that's kind of what it
more
was
modern.
that because especially with like the dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, the premise of the show is that we are introduced to this modern day Japan, and then some weird supernatural shit happens, and it kind of takes you for a ride, really, through the lens of this character named Juri, Juri. It's like Julie, but obviously not Julie. Uh, so she is trying to be better because her family's luck is that they're broke, unemployed. Her brother is I guess you could consider him a neat, as
He's a
they
gamer
call him.
boy.
Yeah, he's a gamer boy. He's unemployed, all that stuff. So technically, yeah, he's a neat. No education, employment, or I can't remember what the last one is. I think that's it. No education, employment. Um,
And no fucks.
given, yeah, but but yeah. So we're introduced to her, and she has this family that's just kind of on the quote unquote wrong side of the tracks. Really, just doesn't really care. Dad doesn't work. Brother's a stay at home gamer. That's about it. Her sister isn't around their family very often. They do still keep in contact with her though because they pick up.
Popped a kid out.
Yeah, she had a kid, is unmarried, so that's like a huge thing, of course, in Japanese culture. So she's a single mother, strong, independent Japanese woman. Don't need no man.
Ugh. God, I was going a different direction real quick. I was like, please don't. Thought you were going with a different S word. All right. Never mind. Move on.
She's strong, independent Japanese woman. Don't need no man, and she takes care of her son, who I'm gonna have to look up his name again because I always
It's
forget it.
Makoto, you fucking.
Oh yeah, Matan. Yeah, Matan. There we go. Yeah. I'm sorry, okay? I'm not as
Makoto.
cool as you with these names, man.
Bro, I got that shit sitting right
Got
in
that
front of
shit
me. You're
on deck,
goddamn
baby.
right.
I'm trash. I'm sorry. I apologize, everybody.
You fucking casual.
Leave me alone. Jeez. Hurt my feelings, bro. So,
That dude's fucking annoying though, the little kid.
I. His character kind of grew on me just as the story progressed. But, yeah. So, we got this whole storyline of basically their lives are shit. For whatever reason, The day-to-day slice of life portion of this, which is typically how we get introduced in a lot of isekais, is abruptly interrupted because Judy was supposed to pick up Makoto from school and had her brother do it instead because he needed to get out of the house and hadn't been out of the house in a while. So he decided, sure.
Subasa. I don't know.
Yeah, Subasa.
Fuck pronunciation.
You did it. I'm so proud of you.
Oh, I'm learning. 1 point me.
Indeed. So
all right, either way,
Tsubasa goes and picks him up. They're on their way home, and
you remember you don't have to read them the whole story, otherwise they'll have nothing to watch.
Well, no, let me do my thing, bro. I was ready for this shit, man.
Summarize.
I'm summarizing, jeez. And so, yeah, so shit goes down on the way home, and we end up in this other world, so to speak. It's not technically another world, though. That's what. But yeah, whatever. It's sure we'll go with that. It's technically an isekai. It is an isekai. We're full sending. I forgot. So
you're full sending.
I'm full sending.
I'm riding the fence.
You ride the shit out there.
Oh, I will.
So the couple of other upsides that I would say about the show is the interaction between the characters. I like the dialogue. The dialogue between like the family, especially, made them actually feel like a family. It didn't feel like a bunch of voice actors trying to pretend to be family. Like they actually acted as if they were family, which was really good. The arguments, the sly comments, the sarcasm, all that shit was really good.
Yeah, well, you skipped over the fact that you were doing your whole summary, but kind of skipped over how
I did that for a reason. I skipped over how they got there and shit.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of fucking important to the whole story.
Because you were like, you're gonna tell you the whole story, bro. So
no, I said you didn't need to read them every detail. You read the main points, like how they got there.
Yeah, that's how they got there. Some shit went down.
All right, whatever.
I don't want to. Like, okay, yes, we do spoilers here,
yeah,
but that's the whole point of the damn show. That's like the biggest meat of the show, and you know,
spoilers is in the main points are spoiled, not every fucking detail.
No, every step of the way. I'm here to narrate to
you. Makoto got kidnapped.
Yeah, Makoto got kidnapped, as did Tsubasa.
And then Grandpa's solution was go into this other world.
Other world
of still.
It's called Stasis.
Yeah. The world of still.
Sure. I presume you watched this dub.
Dub?
Or did the
no,
okay? Hey, look.
I might be a new weeb, but I ain't watched that dub shit.
Look, man, I have to keep you on your toes every now and again.
I mean, I'll yeah, you know, I'm gonna talk shit. I watch dub or subbed because sub's better. But if you watch dubbed, I mean, teach their own.
Basically, saying your ass.
I judge you, but you know, teach their own. As long as you enjoy the show, that's what's important.
He's saying you're trash if you watch dubbed.
Who cares what I think?
He's saying you're garbage. I don't think that though, because I care about you. I care about all of you.
And that's because you're garbage too.
Maybe it won't. You're so mean.
All right, back to the
story. So, yeah, Tsubasa and Makoto get kidnapped. A ransom is put up for them. Grandpa has a special supernatural solution to fix this shit, because why the fuck wouldn't that be the case? Why would it not be like, hey, let's go try and get a loan from the bank, or like, hey, let's wipe out the savings? Nah, we got a special solution for this shit. And fuckery ensues. They end up in the world of stasis, or still, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. And yeah, they feel as if they are alone in this world, but then they come to find out that they are not alone. So this kind of begins some of the confusion for me.
Yeah, I was definitely. I'm on the same. I'm already can tell I'm on the same boat as you. Like
because
the concept is cool, but I was kind of lost half the damn time.
What you gotta understand is this is the biggest fucking problem with a damn good story shoved into 12 episodes.
Yeah, they could have. Yeah, they definitely could have expanded this one and explained a little more of like, I guess, the lore and background behind the Stasis
world.
Basically, Stasis, everything's still except these few people for some effing reason, and you don't know why. It's kind of the gist.
It's a spell. There's a
Yeah.
spell that's been passed down for generations through Judy's family by way of her granddad, his dad, so on and so forth. Right? Special supernatural shit.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty badass, honestly. And then you come to find out how they're able to move through the world, of course, because they initiated the spell to be transported there. Therefore, they have free reign, kind of over the place. The granddad kind of hints at, obviously, he's not the first one that's been there. They're not the first people that have been to this world. That over time, people have visited and they get greedy and they get lost to the world. And the only way, or that you can easily get lost to the world, or that stasis can take over you and your being, due to the fact that you have to have a strong mental, what is it? Yeah, strong
Will.
mental will, and you have to be grounded in your own reality. You can't have like a weak constitution, basically. Otherwise, the stasis realm will pretty much keep you as its own. It'll kind of absorb you, use you as food.
Well, and that's what I was kind of confused about at first, was like where I think they call them the heralds or whatever, the ones that protect all the people that are stuck
The
still and
stalled,
shit.
yeah. The heralds, the heralds are these giant creatures.
Yeah, the ones that protect all
Yeah,
the
they
still
protect
people.
the stalled people, which are just the
Yeah.
normal people that are
Not
present in that world but aren't able to move around.
Well,
They're
they were present in the world when the spell was
correct. They're
cast.
present in the world when
Just
the spell
to
was
stay there.
cast. This world is technically a parallel. It's not so much an alternate world. It's a parallel to, kind of like two sides of the same coin, really. It's, if you want to put it that way. It's the people in stasis that aren't able to move are still alive. They're still breathing. They're still fine.
Well, but for them, it's like a
A
millisecond of
millisecond,
time.
exactly. It's a very,
They
very,
don't even know it happens,
yeah. It's an
basically.
instant in time, and how they describe it is the stasis that you jump into would be considered, if you look at a photo or a film reel, it would be that one frame.
Yeah.
And if you left that frame and came back, it would be completely different, even if it were for an
A
in,
millisecond, even.
yeah, even smaller. And
Well,
so,
yeah, but
as such, there's a lot that is tied to that as far as the story progresses, because certain actions, like, what's a good example as far as certain actions that like you can't do. Oh yeah, here's a big one. You can't bring somebody that is a stalled back with you if you're able to move around. Right? You can't pull them out of the spell with you. Now that's
well, no,
something
see,
that
that was the
confused me.
weird thing that got
Yeah,
me, is because like she like Juri's got some of these all of a sudden this power within the world, which I'm still kind of confused as to why her family has these powers and a
they
couple
explained
other
that
people do.
very briefly in passing. So
Yeah, so I don't even know why, kind of, but either way, she's got some powers and she can send people out of the spell and back to the normal world, and then they become still, and then they go back into their normal time. But what I didn't get was like when someone got expelled, like those little jellyfish that are in their body that make them able to move in stasis,
yeah, the
they
specters.
would come out, and they're jellyfish. They'd come out and they'd go just pick another body, and it happened to be like her brother and the kid Makoto. And it's like, why? I didn't understand kind of why that, even like why that happened, like just lucky
So
random, or
so that portion confused me,
yeah, because I
because
was it's
it was
just like,
like,
why?
in that instance it was, does she have specific control over that? There's no way she could have, because she had never used that power before, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So
Well, and later in the season when she did it, other ones
it killed
didn't
them.
go into people. Well, it
Yeah,
didn't kill them.
no.
But the jellyfish didn't go into other people.
So her power
So
was
I'm
to
so I'm guessing hers
expel the specters
jellyfish.
by force. Yes, the
Yeah.
jellyfish. She can expel them by force using her
But if they're killed by the
ability.
herald, then it like flies to another body or something stupid.
Correct.
That's like weird shit.
So
But
The
either way, in general, the the overall story was kind of briefly explained, and either that or I'm stupid, and which is possible. I felt kind of half lost as to what was going on, even closer to the end of the show. Like
so
they just kept introducing more stuff, and I was like, I'm still trying to catch up on why the
and
other shit
and
happened.
again, this is part of that 12 episodes was not
Yeah,
enough for this show as far as the story is concerned. You can't have a story that has so much potential. They could have done a season 2 really. They really wanted to. And I'll get back to that at some point. Just remind me. I'm sure you'll forget. But yeah, they could have done a season 2 with the amount of content that they had built up from this. There
hmm
was no need to make it a one season thing. They could have drug it out to just have a full length season 1. 12 episodes
yeah,
was nowhere near enough for this. And the reason why is because you have all the characters that just get powers in this family. There's no real backstory as far as to the actual ancestral line. It just kind of briefly mentioned, oh yeah, I got this from my, or the grandfather mentions, oh yeah, I got it from my dad. As far as
yeah.
the apparatus to get to the stasis world and the spell to do it as well. The entire family didn't know this even existed. They wrote on it and used it as like a paperweight for God knows how long, decades. And then it's like, oh, hey, by the way, this thing will put you in another world. And yeah, supernatural shit that you're just supposed to be able to be,
Yeah.
or I'm sorry, you're just supposed to be 100% okay with. And oh, okay, well, yeah, I guess this is
Yeah,
this.
that
Like,
they definitely were like just I mean, I guess the fight or flight kind of kicked in at a certain point where but they like kind of just went into the world. Oh, we're here? Like if everything just stopped,
right?
I'd be like it might take me. I might be screwed cuz it
Yeah,
might take me a minute. And then the same thing with the family's backstory. I mean, all the enemy Junji Sagawa. I mean, I know at the end they kind of did a brief
a
thing of
brief
what happened with
backstory
his
on
life.
him. Yeah,
But okay, one of the problems I have is I don't feel like his backstory match
justified.
matches what the hell he's even trying to
Yeah,
do.
it did
And I'm
not.
still yeah, like I felt like it was like, okay, he had a sad backstory like probably half of everyone in the world with a shitty family.
Like this man said, nah, fuck this. I chose violence, and we're
And
gonna keep it that
and how did he
way.
get to I'm going to become a super herald or something
Yeah,
or whatever the hell he was. Like he
he
just
was
turned
he
that
be
thing 360 or 180 real fast with
real fucking
like
fast. Yeah, the
it's like, oh, bad preacher guy with his cult, and then all of a sudden everyone's dead. It's super Harold versus the family.
yeah,
I was like, how
that
did
was
we get
a
here?
yeah, that was because I one shot it right. I just one shot that
Yeah.
shit Sunday night, and I was like,
hmm
what in the fuck am I watching?
It's like you're not even watching the same show from the second
Yeah,
6 episodes to
basically,
the
yeah.
first
If
six.
you watch the first, if you just jumped in at like the second episode, and then you jump to episode 10, you'd be so fucking confused.
Yeah. Well, like the other thing is like, dude, these people in these characters in the show, dude, they are little swappers. They swap sides every 5 minutes. It felt like.
Oh yeah,
Oh, I'm
the
on your team now. I was
oh yes, I'm on
trying to
your
kill
team.
you 5 minutes ago, but I'm on your team
And
now.
the fact
So
that they're like, okay, yeah, sure, that's fine,
okay, yeah,
that
I trust
works.
you now. Yeah,
Yeah,
like Sako, the guy that one of the just general thugs, but ended up kind of being a character.
he's actually a pretty good
And then
guy at
that
the end of it
Shoko
all.
bitch. I mean, she,
Majima,
yeah.
yeah,
Uh,
her story kind of made sense though.
well, yeah,
Uh,
I liked
I think her
Okay, hers is the
story,
only one I liked. Like in general, like it was quick, but it was easy to kind of. Okay. It was easy to understand her motivation
yeah,
as far as how they got there and all the her powers and stuff. I don't know, but her motivation was at least more clear than Sagawa's.
yeah,
'Cause I was like,
she
okay, she's trying to save her family, and
she had very clear motives.
yeah,
She knew. I mean, from when we initially meet her, you can tell that she had clear motives. She immediately, you know that she's important because she's basically female Sasuke. In the grand scheme of you're welcome.
so you're doing the So you're doing the comparison this week.
Well, when you said you did have a comparison, I was like,
I couldn't. It didn't hit
Majima?
me.
Like,
Well, no, it just didn't hit me. Well, there you go. All right? So it's gonna be your comparison this week.
Wow. Yes.
All right. So Majima is officially known as a female Sasuke,
And Judy.
and
Judy's Naruto.
No, I don't give a shit about that. End of bit.
End of bit, you fucks.
In that shit. Either way.
Anyways, like and subscribe.
On that topic, on that topic, we'll do our quick little. We do have the waifu of the week, obviously.
Indeed.
This one's kind of a quick one, short one. Not
Super
a whole lot
easy.
of characters to pull from.
There's not enough characters. Yeah.
So cue the music.
Waifu of the week.
Our waifus, obviously the nominees are Juri and
Majima.
Shoko. Majima, Shoko, Majima, whichever one's the first name.
That is Majima.
I don't give a shit.
Jeez.
They know who I'm talking about. Female Sasuke and Juri.
And Judy. I guess you could say the jury's out. Oh.
Shut the fuck up.
No beat.
So, you know.
Y'all know what to do. Vote for waifu of the week.
The usual. Let us know who you want. We figured out, because we're smart, that Spotify, if you listen on Spotify, you can answer it on there. If you're on the tube, enter it in the comments or find our socials. Chill Vanilla 5 on Twitter, Chilla and Vanilla on Instagram. Shouldn't be hard to find if you type that in. Let us know who yours is. Comment on the episode post or something that we put out, and that'll let us kind of know. And if, like I said, previous episodes, if we get enough of you that give a crap, then about it, then we might start opening polls before we film.
Indeed.
And then that way we can have a true audience waifu of the week.
Hell yeah.
So
at some point.
Which honestly, with the way this episode's short, we'll probably just announce it now.
Are you sure? Are you sure you don't want to wait until right before?
Dude, we're almost done, so you know.
Yeah, true. There's not much. You can understand. This is
a whole lot to it. Yeah.
This is a very short show. It's a quick show. Yeah. It's a good show, but it's a short show. And with that gives us a very little amount of time to kind of like fill with.
Without just reading the whole show.
Pretty much. So I think, what do you think? What's your, I'll let you go on this one. I yield, sir.
You yield all decision to me this
week? Yield decision to you this week, good sir.
Well, it's hard. I mean, my, good old goth chick, but
your inner emo.
I have to give it to Juri.
Hell yeah.
She's just a badass.
Yes.
She just took control and started whooping ass all of a sudden with her newfound powers and started bossing people around, and sometimes you need a dommy mommy.
Since you couldn't get Habano.
Yeah. This week the dommy mommy wins.
Flawless victory. Yeah. I would.
So that's a waifu of the week, Juri.
Yeah, I would give Juri waifu of the week as well. I concur. For sure.
All right, well, good, because it didn't matter anyways.
Didn't matter anyway, bitch. Waifu of the week.
All right, so with that, I guess wrapping it up, I'd say my overall rating, I would say 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10.
And that sounds bad, but like there's
it's
so
average.
Many things it's a little bit above average. It wasn't just a shit show. But all those things we pointed out earlier where like just a lot of it was confusing. It was definitely crammed, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
And I just didn't know what the fuck was going on. A cool concept that just I don't feel like lived up to what it could be. And all the character flopping, like just like, okay. So
I will give
That's just mine.
Going off of what you said, I think I'll give it a 7. I'd say it's 7. The only reason why I give it a 7, it did a lot of the things it did right. It did very well. The things that it didn't do so hot with are really just kind of based off a time constraint. They crammed a definite 20, at least 23 episodes into 12, and that's gonna cause an issue every single time. If any of you out there have seen Steins Gate, for example, Steins Gate is an outstanding freaking show. I still have yet to watch Zero. Don't hate me for that. But Steins Gate season 1 is really freaking good. It's a similar premise, Cole, very similar as far as the whole like kind of parallel world thing, time travel thing. Pretty cool. This is what I would consider the rough draft. That like somebody from the same studio that did Steins Gate like had a rough draft and was like, I got an idea, and they're like, shut up, nerd. And that's and then this was the result. I'll show them. That's basically what happened.
Copyright in Japan.
So, like I said, it did what it did right. It did right. What it lacked in was that the story jumping, like you said, is jarring. It goes from slice of life to parallel world to we now have powers to our whole family has powers to this person that was supposed to be like a cult leader is now Jesus
and ended up as like a fucking baby.
Yeah.
Like that. That's why it's a 6 for me. That's the fourth point. That was so weird.
He's been murdered. All of his shit has become. Yeah, he went into weird like threaded chrysalis. Like he turned into fucking like demon metapod basically. And
they kept his ass.
And they kept his ass. And I'm like, what is happening? And she's like, I just feel bad for him. After being all like, I know you fucking lying.
Whenever I'm ready to kill him. Aww.
But the dad coming in and killing him, that was too good.
He's the biggest idiot the whole show.
I fucking hated his character.
No hesitation, with the passion. Just stab someone.
They're like, damn, dog, while he's down? Shit, chief. But yeah, I'd say 7 out of 10.
All right.
It could have been better. It was overall a good show. Like you said, it's a little above average. Would I watch it again? No. But but did I watch it? Yeah. Did I enjoy it? Yeah. It was an interesting time. So I'd say
and to justify it a little more, kind of the 6 and 7 out of 10 if you think about it, because like we gave Fire Force an 8. So I mean, and Fire Force is a way better show in my opinion.
In comparison.
And so if you're kind of using our scale like some of those bigger
as benchmarks,
as benchmarks, and that's why I kind of went with 6, is because it's not bad, and I wanted it to be above average because I think the concept's above average. The rushing thing kind of, like you said, throws everything off.
Yeah, it skews the storyline. Like you said earlier, it kind of throws things off because you end up lost and feel like you're playing catch up to the story, and that's not something I want to do if I want to sit down and enjoy the anime. Any show really. The revelation at the very end, with the founder's wife or whatever, that's like, oh yeah, I'm the reason why he even had the ability to make the rocks or whatever the fuck. And it's like, what?
Just at the last 5 minutes of the last episode.
I'm like, what the fuck is this? So
it's like, all right, so season 2.
Yeah, I was like, season 2? No, cool. All right, well you wrapped this up perfectly.
Yeah.
Excuse me, and a nice neat little bow. So you really don't have any. I say you wrapped up a nice neat little bow. You struggled, got mad, threw the freaking present across the room, had a couple of fucking shots of vodka, smoked a cigarette, came back, and then finished wrapping the present.
Stuck the pre-made bow on it.
Yeah, exactly. Said fuck it and stuck the pre-made bow on it. Pretty much. So, I mean, again, it's not bad. And if Cole's saying it's not bad, that's saying something, because bad is bad, plain and simple. So,
well, I mean, my review, then in my opinion, doesn't mean shit.
Your opinion doesn't mean shit. How dare you? We are an anime review podcast, sir. Okay.
We are professionals.
We are motherfucking enthusiasts, sir. How dare you?
Yeah, enthusiasts for sure.
So we're going to.
As you can tell, I don't have a Kokkoku shirt. So
yeah,
shirt, so it's not good enough.
Yeah, I couldn't. I mean, if I wanted to get a shirt, get like a sticker and just like print it out and put it on my shirt and be like, yeah, I'm a huge Kokkoku fan.
Like an I voted sticker, but I watched.
I watched. Check mark, flag, everything.
Add that to the store.
Shit, yeah. Merch time, baby.
I watched Kokkoku sticker.
You saying that makes it sound like it's shit.
It's average.
No. We need before we get out of here. What we're gonna do
Let us
is
know if you want an I watched Kokkoku.
exactly either that or a I suffered through Isekai. Oh goodness, yeah. Let's go ahead and get out of here, Chief.
Yeah, no, we're good. Normal. Let us know your waifu of the week. Not a whole lot of options. Let us know what you thought of the show if you've watched it. If you haven't, check it out and then let us know.
Yep.
All the normal things. Like and subscribe and follow.
Like, subscribe, follow
on whatever platform you're on, and we'll be back with some more shit later.
Hell yeah, we're gonna go on ahead and wrap this thing on up. Like you said, like, subscribe. Feel free to let us know in the comments what you want us to review.
Tell us how dumb we are and we missed what we missed.
First off, we don't need anybody to tell us how dumb we are. Okay?
I know. Just remind us.
We're well aware of this. Okay. But yeah, like, subscribe.
I forget.
Check us out on our socials: Instagram, Chilla Vanilla. Twitter's Chilla Vanilla 5, I believe.
Yep, Chilla Vanilla 5.
Chilla Vanilla 5, and of course Facebook. You can find us on there.
Yeah, there's a Facebook page that I mean, if you're, I don't really use it, but you know.
We should. Sir.
You can go there.
You can go there. You might not see some shit. We're still building, of course, because we're small growing. We're growing.
We have real jobs.
We're strapping young lads.
Doesn't feel like it every day. All right. We're rambling.
It's what we do best. All right, y'all. We will catch y'all in the next one later.
Peace out.